Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News at 7 with me, Sabena Izuku. Ahead of the 2015 general elections, the Labour Party appears to be in disarray with two separate groups laying claims to its structure. The new faction, which has the backing of organised labour, is led by Salisu Mohammed, who told journalists in Abuja that he has a mandate to convene a national convention as soon as possible. But the mainstream group dismissed the faction as a band of imposters.
We have to go the way we did to ensure that the party is in place, in order to take it away from the mercantilist mentality and approach that took over the party. So it is a battle to restore and fight for the soul of the party. First, we are doing this not unmindful about how important and critical elections are. They are. But first of all, we want to have the party and ensure that it is a party that is based on certain principles.
Those groups you saw are not members of the Labour Party. Did you ask where their office is? Where are their membership cards? Where is their manifesto? Where is their constitution? If NLC want to metamorphose into a partisan political party, they should dissolve and deregister themselves and become partisan political party. But those people you see are being sponsored by the APC to destabilize the Labour Party. Nothing more, nothing less, and they cannot succeed.
Away from that, Vice President Namadi Sambo on Friday submitted the presidential nomination form of the People's Democratic Party on behalf of his principal, President Goodluck Jonathan. He was accompanied by a high-powered team, including Senate President David Mark on the PDP National Secretariat on the deadline for the submission of forms. While handing the forms to the party leadership, Sambo insisted that Jonathan had turned around the fortunes of the country. PDP Chairman Adamu Muazu, for his part, maintained that Jonathan is the party's sole candidate.
I want to thank you for joining me this morning on behalf of Mr. President and on behalf of all Nigerians that we are all gathered here today. For me and for us to all together present and submit the completed expression of interest for presidential nomination for the 2015 election of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan Josepha. Mr. Chairman, sir, it is with great pleasure and humility that on behalf of all Nigerians, I am presenting to you to forward to the National Organizing Secretary the completed forms of expression of interest of Mr. President. Thank you.
After you have been asked by the majority of our party, men and women, and majority of Nigerians that you have decided to answer their call to declare, which you indeed did last week, for the exalted position of the President of Nigeria in the next coming election of the year 2015. I'm very happy also that the party at the caucus meeting, Board of Trustees meeting, and NEC that were all presided over by me had agreed and endorsed you unanimously to be the sole candidate of our party in the forthcoming election.
Nigeria's main opposition party, the All Progressive Congress, is convinced that the 2015 general elections will be decided on the character and leadership qualities of those seeking to lead the country for the next 4 years. It also wants Nigeria to disregard what it describes as misrepresentation and voodoo. Statistics made by chieftains of the ruling People's Democratic Party during President Goodluck Jonathan's declaration for a second term in office. Party chairman John Odige Oyegun insists that the incumbent president has not done enough to earn the trust of Nigerians at the time the country is losing territories to the insurgents.
This is designed as the first in a series of press briefings on the state of the nation. APC also used the occasion to showcase its new media center. And coming soon after President Jonathan's declaration for a second term in office, it was certain that the opposition party would be feasting on that event. Party chairman John Odige Oyegun described speeches delivered by PDP chieftains on that day as misrepresentation of facts and excuses for failure. He insisted that the ruling party cannot deliver on promises it failed to honor in the last 16 years.
2 days ago, you heard Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan announce himself virtually as the candidate of the PDP and ask Nigerians for another 4 years as president. You heard a lot of claims, you heard a lot of misrepresentations, and you heard a lot of voodoo statistics, none of which can stand the barest scrutiny. Disregard them. You heard the excuses for failure to fix basic infrastructure, failure to arrest unprecedented levels of corruption and halt the march of terrorists, daily inching their way towards all of us.
The lingering insurgency is one area APC seems bitter about, and it is convinced that there is a deliberate effort to make it linger. The party chairman doesn't think that the Nigerian military cannot handle Boko Haram and wants an international inquest into the crisis.
Why is it in any conflict situation, when a town is captured, you are told of the level of destruction, the number of deaths on all sides? How come Mubi could be captured without a single shot being fired? How? Why? How come our troops had been withdrawn from Mubi? How come any security agency was not in Mubi? Who is benefiting from all of this? Please ask yourselves, why? Claire, my answer, you are entitled to yours, is that some people are gaining politically from a continuation of the crisis in the Northeast.
On what the party would have done differently, he has this to say.
On the issues of this nation, security, power, education, agriculture, and issues like that, and what it will do for the Nigerian nation. And if possible, even put a time span to some of these things by which we will want to be judged and challenged when the time comes.
Nigeria's leading opposition party has categorized Nigeria's major problem under the Jonathan administration in 2 words: corruption and insurgency. But it insists it has what it takes to provide the necessary leadership that will provide a solution within a short period of time.
Kano State Governor and presidential aspirant Rabiu Kakwansu is convinced that the All Progressive Congress will form the next government at the federal level in 2015. He also noted that the APC government will sweep away all those who have been appropriating what rightfully belongs to all Nigerians. Kakwansu expressed this conviction in Kaduna State at the formal declaration of Issa Ashiru for the governorship race on the APC platform. He added that the country needs leaders who will unite the people regardless of their tribes and religions, while urging Nigerians to join forces with the party to effect changes. Members of the Senate Committee Defense on Thursday had a stormy session with the Chief of Army Staff Kenneth Minima over the security situation in the northeast Nigeria. The senators had wanted the Chief Army to speak on security issues with the media present, but he insisted that the session must be behind closed doors. In spite of pressure from the senators, the Army Chief refused to budge.
Excuse me, Distinguished Chairman, I think I came to interface with the Senate Committee on Defense, not with the press. Can they leave us?
And people are worried. We'll be going home on a weekly basis. People are asking us questions. All we need from you, these are journalists representing the voice of the people. Can you just reassure Nigerians?
What is required of you is to be able to, whatever you tell us, it's also for the general public. So also it's for the media. There should be a limitation of what you say, yes, but what these media people will take on, you know, as a Chief of Army Staff, you know what we ought to say to give a message. We invited you so that we inform Nigerians that we are not silent and people are not looking at these things without having a thought of it.
Well, thank you, Distinguished Chairman. I'm here to stand in for the Chief of Defense Staff, who is absent. And then at the private session, I'll be able to respond to some of those issues you have raised. Thank you, sir.
The Catholic Church has communicated its concerns over the security situation in northeast Nigeria on the poor treatment of displaced persons to President Goodluck Jonathan. They specifically described government's relief efforts as non-effective and asked to be involved in reaching out to people displaced by Boko Haram activities in the region. Catholic Archbishop Ignatius Kaigama told State House correspondents after the meeting that the bishops are not pleased with the situation.
When there is an emergency, we know how to very technically do registration of displaced people. The little funds we gather, we buy clothing and materials and are able to reach out very effectively, you would almost say scientifically, because every victim gets something. So we are telling government that we are aware of the wonderful effort they do, the relief they give through NEMA and other agencies, but the effectiveness of distribution is our concern. And that we are here with long years of experience. As the Catholic Church, we don't discriminate. In fact, 90% of people we give relief to are not Christians or even Catholics, so we should be brought on board. We should provide the skills of registering accurately displaced people, and then knowing the right approach to give them relief so that they can feel the impact. What is being done now is not effective. That is the truth.
What so many people have heard the church say in the recent times is that the terrors are targeted at the church. Did you discuss that with the president?
It is not news. It's not new. The Boko Haram agenda is very clear. They want to destroy what is not, according to them, authentic Islam. And the Christians fall into that category. So we are a major target. Just like the government is a target, the Christians are a major target. Other Nigerians are also targets, but we suffer more. For instance, the Bishop of Maiduguri will tell you how many of his parishes have all been destroyed. His minor seminary, his convent and clinics where sisters work, they have all been destroyed.
After a short break, find out why the Committee of Defense of Human Rights issued a 21-day ultimatum to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Stay with us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce someone special here tonight whose understanding, knowledge, and support has truly made our juice company prosper.
I wonder what goes into making this.
You'd be amazed. It often starts from the farm, where fresh fruits are grown and carefully sorted, and straight on to the factory, where they are pressed, processed, and packaged. Then off they go again, this time to large distributors like you, and retail shops, where people buy and pay with ease.
You seem to know quite a lot about this. You work for the juice company then?
I suppose I do.
Please join me in welcoming our business banking service partner, Stanbic IBTC Bank, to partnerships that move us forward. Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
I no longer worry about deodorant stains with Nivea Invisible for black and white deodorant. No white marks on black and no yellow stains on white. My black stays black and white stays white longer. And I stay 48 hours protected. New Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea.
Also available, Nivea Men Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea Men.
Welcome back to the news. For more information, you can reach us on our social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News. But are still on Twitter at CoreTV News NG, on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, and the news. The Committee for Defense of Human Rights, CDHR, has issued 21-day ultimatum to the management of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, to provide appropriate compensation for over 60 workers sacked in July last year. The Lagos State Chairman of CDHR, Buna Isiaq, vows that the FIRS management should not expect peace if organization continues to cheat Nigerians. Omotayolo has the details.
Some of the over 60 workers that were said to be unjustly relieved of their jobs by the management of FIRS. For them, the shock that greeted their sack and the non-payment of their benefits remains fresh ever after.
Is it not bad? For me that spent 32 years, where do they want me to go? When they give us circular to sign, that circular was compulsory that we must sign. Because I remember when I replied my own, the head of our office that time said, he will not sign my letter because I'm fighting the manager. I said, no, I'm fighting the manager. It's what I felt like. You say you don't need secretary. I have equivalent to HN. You say it's irrelevant. What else do you want me to do?
We want immediate and adequate compensation upon what the injustice they have done upon us.
Pledging to seek justice for the sacked workers, the Lagos State CDHR Chairman Buna Isiaq says justice will be sought in the court of law if the management fails to comply with their demands.
CDHR hereby call for an immediate review of the Federal Inland Revenue Service position in order to meet the demands of the affected workers within 21 days from today.
National President of CDHR, Sani Enenuvwedai, lamented the poor working conditions in Nigeria while calling for fair treatment for all.
But what is happening there is happening in every parastatal, both state government, federal government, local government. It's happening all over the place. So it's an eye-opener, and Nigeria should be ready.
Attempts by CoreTV News to get the reaction of the FIRS management to the development was rebuffed by senior staff of the establishment who claimed members of the management were not available for comment. However, the last is yet to be seen of the sacked workers' battle against what they claimed was an unjust treatment. Omotayolo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
All is not well between the authorities of the University of Lagos and the school's chapter of the Academic Staff Union of University, ASU. Unlike the usual ASU spat with the federal government, the bone of contention this time is centered around staff promotions, which the teachers say are overdue and subjected to favoritism. Unilag management, though, admitted that there were issues playing around teachers' promotion, it however stated that the problem is already receiving adequate attention. Olajumoke Olatunji brought back this report.
Education, they say, is the bedrock of any nation. But the developed nations did not attain development by merely wishing it. Their dreams and aspirations were actualized through a planned, well-thought-out and executed education system, backed by well-motivated staff, students, and good learning environment. But the case appears not to be so at the moment in the University of Lagos, especially concerning welfare of academic staff. The teachers say promotions have not been forthcoming in the last 15 years. Beyond this, assessments for promotion exercises are fraught with undue favoritism, a situation most of the lecturers described as unbecoming of a federal institution.
We are actually talking about conditions of service and issues that affect the welfare of our members that have not been attended to. It is the fact that nothing concrete has been done about it since we have been engaging with them.
Over the years, the academic in the University of Lagos have been dialoguing, appealing to management to do what is right. We see that there are shifts in goalposts. They do things for some, they don't do for others, and this brings down morale of our members. We have been appealing to them, we've been dialoguing for over 15 years. They keep on promising and promising. We are tired of promises. We want them to take action. So we appeal to the university management to do what is right, honor the agreement, implement what has been agreed upon so that there will be peace.
But how true are those claims?
The issues as raised by ASU were not properly, was not a true reflection of what the reality on the ground is. And one can take those issues one by one. You know, the issue of notional promotion that, of course, at one time the council had said, look, no more notional promotion. But in implementing the no notional promotion, the same members of ASU who received their letters now said, look, they have lost seniority. That, look, just let us know that we are appointed from so date. So that was how the national promotion issue then cropped back in. Then they talked about accumulated leave. And you know, there's nothing that's far from the truth.
The management of the school may at this point not be ready to leave anything to chances. Only though picked by the manner the lecturers are going about the issue, promised that the Unilag authorities will ensure that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But how soon will this be?
You know, so all those issues that have been brought up, you know, no vacancy, no promotion, no PhD, no promotion, and all of that. You know, all of those issues are issues that are constantly being discussed, and there's a dialogue that's going on. And if there are any other areas where there is still a shortage, all the heads of departments and the deans have been requested to request for these positions through the development committee, and these positions will be created based on the areas of need.
And as the lecturers and the school's management continue to blow hot and cold, the students are observing the development with bated breath. Olajumoke Olatunji, CoreTV News, Lagos.
And away from that, the Equatorial Guinea has been named as the host for 2015 African Cup of Nations, the Confederation of African Football has confirmed. The Confederation African Football selected the replacement for Morocco after rejecting their request to delay the 17th January to 8th February finals. Morocco were concerned over the spread of the outbreak of the Ebola virus. The CAF subsequently expels Morocco from the relocated tournament, which will now be held in the country which co-hosted with Gabon in 2012. Equatorial Guinea will now take on sole responsibility for holding the 16-team event. And that's it on the news at 7. Do join us on the primetime news at 9:45 p.m. For me and the news crew, we say many thanks. I am Sabina Izoku, and thank you very much indeed for watching.